The greatest need, call, and demand of a spiritual life is success. If any one of us wants to quit in love, quit in relationship, quit in marriage, quit in career, quit in struggle for health, quit in any desired dream and ambition, then we should stop calling ourselves spiritual. Because Jesus Christ has said, "My Father's glory is shown by your bearing much fruit." And in this way, you become my disciple. Because only by our own success we glorify God, as Jesus glorified God by his success. They killed him, but he came back to life. They betrayed him, but he loved back. And in this way, you become my disciples. In this way means by our own success, we also develop a relationship with Jesus Christ. There is no other way. In this way, you become my disciples, means by success. Here, for Jesus, success is love. When we love one another, then we can call that we have a relationship with Jesus. But everything, this is one difference between Jesus Christ and all other great teachers of the world. They teach of only spiritual success, that you sit in meditation and you feel your spirit, that's enough. But Jesus Christ teaches the success in this world. God's kingdom is already in the heaven, but Jesus wants the same kingdom in this world. So yes, within you, you have a peaceful self. You know that you are a divine person. You are one with God. You know all those theories about yourself. But unless you sow the fruit in this world, here and now, then you cannot call yourself success. Yes, one of the most misunderstood teaching of Jesus Christ is humbleness. If one slaps on left cheek, give the right too. Yes, we should do it. But why? We never ask why Jesus said it. We do it becoming a robot, but we miss the context. And the context is success. This is the science of Jesus Christ by which we become success. I give you one more example. When we sit down at the best place, we are told, let others have this place. When we sit down at the lowest place, then somebody comes and says, come on up, my friend, to the better place. These are the words of Jesus Christ. That when we sit at the best place, then like the full moon, a full moon will always become less after that. But when we are like a crescent, then we are always growing and growing and growing. This is the teaching of Jesus Christ. That go with your lowest so that you can always grow. Go with an empty bag. Don't fill up everything here so that you can grow. What Jesus said, blessed are meek. But alright, we become meek after listening these words of Jesus Christ like a robot. But we don't ask why. Why Jesus is saying. Jesus says everything with a meaning. And Jesus completes the statement, blessed are meek, for yours is kingdom of heaven. Because you have to become successful and attain the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are poor, and we start to preach poverty. But we miss what Jesus Christ is saying. We don't let him complete the statement. We call him Rabbi, we call him teacher, but we don't let him complete the statement. We conclude in the middle. There was one occasion when Jesus Christ was praying on a mountain and Peter was with him, and Peter started to suggest Jesus Christ something. Then clouds come and covered Peter, and voice of God comes and tells, he is my son, let him speak. And what we are doing, like Peter, we give suggestion to Jesus Christ. Jesus said, blessed are poor, and we don't let him complete. We start to praise poverty, but Jesus said, for yours is kingdom of heaven. This is the teaching of Jesus Christ, that my Father's glory is shown by your bearing much fruit. And in this way, we become disciple of Jesus Christ, only by success. But what we become humble and success, I repeat all the time, every time I feel that the voice of Jesus Christ, every time I see the image of Jesus Christ on the cross, I feel every drop of his blood, every sign of his wound is proclaiming the success that look, he has resurrected, he has risen, he has come back. Success, success, glory, not just success but glory. But we become humble. I want to tell you one story. to conclude with, because I truly pray for your success, my success, and our success. When we are humble, when we are on a spiritual path, our heart becomes very tender, very kind, very polite, and people misunderstood us always. If you are humble with your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, your boss, your workplace, anywhere, when you're humble, people will think that you are weak, and they will treat you like a weak. If you do even one mistake, they will kick you out. Like that's the tendency of humble people. They suffer. Everywhere humble people suffer. That's why Jesus said that, all right, you are weak, become strong. If you are ill, if you are paralyzed for thousands of years, arise awake and walk. Like there was a man paralyzed for years, and Jesus says, arise and walk, become successful. A person couldn't see since birth, and Jesus says, okay, walk and see. What do you want? Some person said, son of David. And Jesus goes there, asks, what do you want? And he said, I want to see again. Jesus said, all right, see. Become successful. Whatever is your definition of success that you attain, only then you can claim yourself spiritual. Otherwise, this world mistreats us. And Jesus wants us to live in pride of divinity. We belong to God, that we go near God in all confidence. And it can only be possible when our humbleness never gets misunderstood. So I have one parable by which we can understand that how to live a spiritual life in humbleness, but always having our eye on the success. It's a story of a snake. There was a snake in some area on some road, and this snake was very poisonous, and people used to be scared by that snake. And then there came a monk, a holy man, who wanted to go to that place by that road. Then the villagers told to that person, that saintly person, that don't go by that path because there is a poisonous snake on that road. If you go there, your life will be in danger. And that person said, don't worry, I know some miracle by which snake will not affect me. And that person goes by that path, and he sees the snake. Snake comes to attack on that person, but by his spiritual power, he tames the snake and asks to the snake that, why do you threaten people? Now come on, take the name of God and repeat the name of God now on and become humble. And that snake becomes humble because the words of angels or holy person no one can deny, not even natural being, not even a snake can deny. And that person, after some time, returns to the same village, and he finds that the same road in which he went that day, people start to go on that road again, and people are no longer afraid of the snake. And that person who returned, that saintly man who returned to that village again, asked to people about that, months ago there was a snake here. And people said that, no, the snake is dead, is no longer there. And he's not the same snake there. Some other snake would be there, but the same snake that was poisonous or dangerous is no longer there, is dead. And this person didn't believe it because he thought that I have given the name of God to that snake, and the power of God's name is so much that no one can die. So he went to that road and searched for that snake, and he found that the snake was very scared, and few kids were playing and throwing a stone on that snake. And the snake was become so humble that he would not bite anyone. And that holy man went to that snake and scolded that snake, what you are doing? Why these children are throwing a stone at you? And he said that, since I have become spiritual, my heart has become so humble that I cannot bite anyone. And this holy man said that, what fool you are. I have taught you not to kill somebody, but why you stopped showing your anger? Why you stopped to hiss at these children? Why you allow people to misuse you, to mislead you, to use you, simply use you and hurt you? Being spiritual doesn't mean that you be hurt. Okay, don't kill somebody, but at least hiss. And this snake got the wisdom, and after that, children stopped to, because no one knows that you are not going to bite, but why should you become so weak that people use you? Alright, the sword made of gold is not used to kill somebody, but it still has this the shape of the sword. So humbleness is good, but it's not good to let other people use us or misuse us, because message of Jesus Christ is always of success. And Jesus said that my Father's glory is shown by your bearing much fruit. And in this way you become my disciples. We work and we are humble. We want everybody's good. But what's important, what's the command of Jesus is this, that we bear more fruit. We become successful in life. That's the command of Jesus Christ. When we are humble, it doesn't mean that we let other people use us or misuse us. And that's the teaching of Jesus Christ, that we bear much fruit. And to end with, I have one meditation, and this meditation comes from the words of Jesus Christ, and I will repeat these words as the meditation. The word is, I'm the vine and you are the branches. Those who remain in me and I in them will bear much fruit, for you can do nothing without me, or in other words, everything with me. So he is the vine and we are the branches, and when we remain established in the name of God, then we can do everything, and everything is possible for us, and we have to do everything. That's why we are here. Even prayer of Jesus Christ is this, that God, we ask God for our daily bread, but then we invoke that may the kingdom of God come to this world. And that's the greatest teaching, that we attain success for ourselves, not just for ourselves. All right, when we are spiritual, we don't want to be successful. We don't crave so much. We are free from all kind of attachment or craving. But for God's glory, we bear much fruit. For a relationship of Jesus Christ, we bear much fruit, because in word of Jesus Christ, my Father's glory is shown by your bearing much fruit, and in this way you become my disciple. So for Jesus, the relationship with Jesus, we become successful. For God's glory, may God we become successful. And how? By remaining one in Jesus, by loving Him. And Jesus said that when we remain in Him and He remains in us, His word remains in us, then we attain anything and we ask anything that's given to us, and thus we become successful. So with this prayer of your success, of our success, of success and glory of God, I thank you so much, and my deepest prayer for you, because this prayer I get inspired by Jesus, who cleaned the feet of His disciples, and you are a disciple of Jesus Christ. Or you are a disciple of your own soul. You are a disciple of success. And it's my privilege that I pray for you. Thank you so much. If you are attracted to somebody, some name, you're a disciple of that. If you are attracted to God, you're a disciple of God. You don't need any affiliation from somebody to be a disciple of that. And Jesus used to teach, what attracts us, that defines us, that is we are, that's our reality. And if name of God attracts you, then you are a part of God. And my truest prayer and deepest gratitude that I feel sanctified by your presence here. Thank you so much. May God, you who love the name of God, become successful for the glory of God and for the relationship with divinity. Thank you so much for listening these words with so much of love. I feel deep gratitude, and my truest prayer for you, may God, we all become successful. Thank you so much.